video, once edited, will go up online at the YouTube Thursday Business Luncheon Group web page, and you'll be able to view it or share it with other folks who maybe. And what I want to assure you of is that if you haven't gotten it, and many people have, but if you haven't gotten it, it's coming. There are some stipulations which we're going to go over in just a minute, but it is coming. Understand something, that there are probably 80 or 90 million people who are eligible for this payment. If you have signed up for direct deposit, then you have a better chance of getting it in a more timely fashion. If you haven't, then they'll be issuing paper checks. But let me talk about the direct deposit. If you have received a refund via direct deposit and you have filed your 2018 and or 2019 taxes, then you don't need to do anything. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's coming. That money will be forthcoming to you very soon via direct deposit. Now, if you happen to be one of those who pay and the IRS does not have your direct deposit information, you have a couple of options. One is to just wait and they will send you a paper check. Paper checks started going out this week. From what I understand, they're going to send about 5 million per day, or 5 million out per day. So that may take a while, and you know how the mail is, so don't get too excited about that. The other thing is that you have an option to go online, and it's called Get My Payment. We're going to post that that web address and that web link on our Thursday Luncheon Group page. It'll be probably within 30 minutes after this this live cast ends, and you can just click on that, put in a little information, let them know who you are, confirm who you are, and then they'll be able to tell you where your payment is or whether you're eligible for a payment. If you get a notice that says that they can't find it, again, don't worry, because sometimes there are glitches in the system. Keep in mind, this is a program that is brand new to everybody, so everybody's working on things, and it takes a minute or two. But we're going to post that link to Get My Payment. You will get it. If you have not been getting a refund, you can go to that Get My Payment line and fill in that information. Now, the stipulations are this. Everybody is expected to get a payment, A, if you are a citizen, B, if you have an earned income, and C, if you have a Social Security number. They do have some income stipulations. If your adjusted gross income is less than $75,000 as a single person or less than $150,000 as a married couple, then you will get the full payment. If your income is above that, then you'll get a partial payment. It phases out for single people at $99,000. It phases out for married couples at $198,000. Now, keep in mind, this is adjusted gross income. That's not your total income. That's adjusted gross income is your income after your deductions are factored in. So a lot of people are going to be able to get that payment, and you should be eligible. If you are receiving Social Security or Social Security disability, again, you need to do nothing. They're going to send you your payment via the same method that you are getting your Social Security direct deposit. You don't need to do anything. Now, there are some stipulations. If you are not a citizen, then you don't get a check. Unfortunately, that's how it is. You don't get a check if you are not a citizen. The other thing, and this is a very important piece too, if you do have direct deposit and you've listed direct deposit with the IRS and you happen to owe your bank money, and that could be something as simple as a loan, a car loan or a personal loan or something like that. If you happen to owe your bank money, overdraft fees, banks do have the ability to deduct what you owe them from this payment. So that's very important that you contact your bank and find out if they're doing it. A couple of banks, Chase is one of them, have said publicly that they will waive that so that you can. I am a guardian of my twin grandchildren, age 17. Can I get the $500 payment for each of them? That's a very good question, Lily. Unfortunately, I don't have good news for you on that one. The stimulus payment gives you up to $1,200 as an individual. And if you have dependent children, then you can get $500 per dependent child. Now, that $500 per dependent child ends at age 16, unfortunately. So if your dependents are under the age um, of 16, then you get the full $500 for each of your dependents. If they are 16 and older, unfortunately, you won't be able to get that. So those are questions that we got via the Thursday Luncheon Group email. And do I have any questions from my live chat, folks? Let's see here. I don't see any question from them. Okay, so that's where we stand on the stimulus. Again, just be patient. It's a lot of money going out to a lot of people, and they're going to get to it as quickly as they possibly can. Um, and no need to panic. No need to panic. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one other thing here. Where is my? There is one other thing too. Now, this is unfortunate, fortunate, depending on how you're looking at it. If you owe child support, it's not looking good. Okay, you're not. And that again, it's not looking good if you are the one that owes child support. If you're the one that's receiving child support, then it does look kind of good for you, because you moms who didn't get that child support, you will be getting that stimulus payment. You'll be getting part of that stimulus payment to you. If you're the one that owes child support, then they're going to divert your stimulus payment. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just how it is. I want you to know your child support payment will be diverted to take care of the back child support. Now, there is one little stipulation in there as well, and that's assuming that the state of Michigan, in our case, does report through the feds, and generally they do. So I just want you to know, so you don't stress about it. If you do owe child support, it's likely that it will be intercepted. Okay, no questions on the stimulus check from my online folks? Apparently not. Okay, let's move on to the Paycheck Protection Program. Paycheck Protection Program. And I'm sure many of you have heard by now that the money has run out. Let me just want to keep you informed on this. Currently, what they are doing is they are giving you about $1,000 for each employee on your payroll. So if you got 2 employees on your payroll, you probably won't get the full $10,000. You probably get more like $2,000. But keep in mind this, that employee is a broad term. Doesn't necessarily mean a W-2 employee. It could be a 1099 employee. And if you have 10 employees on your on the questionnaire that you fill out when you apply for this EIDL, then you can you're eligible anyway for up to $10,000. Now that is an application that you can go directly to the SBA and apply. Again, that link to go to the SBA right now is down because they've run out of money, but we're going to list it again on our Thursday Business Luncheon Group Cloud Space, and you'll be able to just click on that, apply, and you would be eligible for the $10,000 forgivable loan. And again, currently they are funding them at about $1,000 per employee. Employee is a very broad definition. That can include your 1099 folks, your 1099 folks. And that's one element of the Paycheck Protection Program. The other element of the Paycheck Protection Program is continuing the payments for the people who work for you while your business is shut down. That money can be also used for operating loans, and that's in addition to that $10,000 forgivable loan. Now, there's some very attractive terms on this Paycheck Protection Plan. Up to 75% of this, their funds flowing. Up to 75% of that is forgivable. Anything in excess of that comes at a 1% loan interest rate. The VA loan, that's really, really marvelous. Now, this does have the traditional SBA stipulations where you have to go through to get beyond that $10,000. Now, with respect to the Paycheck Protection Program, one of the other things that is just PayPal will now be issuing loans. So if you have an existing relationship with PayPal, or with Square, you don't have to go through your traditional bank. What we have seen is that the traditional banks generally are just doing work for their existing business customers. Many times they're doing work for their existing business customers who have a loan with them currently. So with the expansion to Square and PayPal, you'll now be able to go through some of the non-traditional lenders to get the Paycheck Protection loan, and they are suggesting that they will try to streamline the process as much as possible. So make note of that. Square and PayPal are expected to be issuing loans for the Paycheck Protection Program. Again, that money is beyond the $10,000 that is forgivable, and it's 1% loan rate. Payments are deferred for up to 6 months, no collateral or personal guarantees. One of the things that I am going to share with you is this. I wouldn't get super excited about that, because as we can see, what I'm going to encourage you to do, and again, this information will be on our Thursday Business Luncheon Group cloud base, is I'm going to encourage you as early as tonight to call the offices of your congressperson and of your senators and use these words. Is this another bailout? Because honestly, the first round looked like to me that it was a bailout. I read where Ruth Chris Steakhouse had been approved for $10 million. They're approved for $10 million, and so many small business owners can't get $10,000. So I was not pleased with that. But again, the pending legislation to refund this, that as like 100 people are feeling the same way. So you really have some say so in this piece. But again, that's on the Paycheck Protection Program. Contact your contact your U.S. senators and U.S. representatives. That information, again, will be on the Thursday Business Luncheon Group cloud experience. Know that Square and PayPal are planning to get into the issuing of loans. If you have an existing loan or bank relationship, then you would want to contact them. We do have a sister who is working for Huntington Bank. Her information will be on the cloud page as well. Drusilla Fanning is her name. She works for Huntington Bank. And if you have a relationship with Huntington Bank, you can call her. I've already talked to her. You can call her and she'll walk you through that process. Now, for my live chat folks, if you have any questions on this Paycheck Protection Plan, you can feel free to put them up on the chat and I will try to address them. I did have one call in on the SBA loans, and this came from Beverly. Beverly wrote, her business was impacted by the government's no eviction mandate for non-paying tenants. Her business is an LLC without employees. What loan programs are available for working capital due to the government's interruption of income? Now, Beverly, I think what you would be looking at is probably that Paycheck Protection Program, because if it's an LLC, then it would be a sole employee LLC, and that would be you. And so you'd be eligible for both the ELDI, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and also the Paycheck Protection Plan. Again, right now, none of them are currently funded. But if you have an existing relationship with a bank, you can contact your bank and they'll let you know when it's going to be funded. And if you don't, if you have a relationship with Square or PayPal, then you can work through them as well. But again, I'm going to encourage you to talk to your local government officials. I've already made a call to my state senator, because if you do have property and there has been a no eviction mandate, although it has lapsed in the state of Michigan, the governor did not renew that, as far as I can tell. Some of the judges have indicated that they're not willing to put people out, and you do kind of understand that. But again, if you own property on the block, that's like a rent holiday, and so we've got to make some changes on that. Okay, I do have a couple of questions. Shake Shack was automatically granted $10 million and gave it back. That is so true. Shake Shack, they got a lot of pressure, and so they got a $10 million loan through this payroll protection program, and they did give it back. And there's another question here from Super Dad. Are you aware of any other loan grant programs that haven't expired? Very good question, and I am. I'm really glad you mentioned that, Super Dad. And I did not have that in my prepared remarks for today, but what I will do is the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, and I understand that they have funded some people. In fact, one of my tenants was funded through the uh, Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. They have some mini grants, like $5,000. I will post that. Again, give me about 30 minutes after this live chat ends, and I'll have that posted as well with the link to their program. It just opened up yesterday. So that's one I'm aware of. And I think there's another one. I can't call it right off the top of my head, but before the day is gone, I'll make sure that they are listed on the Thursday Business Luncheon Group cloud account. Andrea, help me out. Let me know where that is. Any other questions from my chat, folks? Okay. If you do have some questions, please send that through the chat. If you're not able to do it on the chat, I will be able to check the Thursday Luncheon Group Gmail account for email, and we'll be able to we'll be able to address your questions. Got another questions. Okay, Zora is asking, can you give us a TLG page where we can see all these posts? I will do so. Andrea, help me out, please, my dear. Let me know what that how they can do that. That's in the cloud. And if Andrea does not get back to me in the next 5 minutes, what I will do is I will send you a text where you can find that information in the cloud. Apparently Andrea is not here. Is that Andrea? No. Okay. So if I don't get that to you before this live chat is done, then I'll send that out in a text to you. Francis has another question. Doesn't the Michigan SBA have money funding the Paycheck Protection Program? I have heard about small SBAM, Small Business Association of Michigan, having some funding available. And I've heard about that, but I'm not familiar with it. But I'll tell you what I'll do, Francis, is I will look into it and see if I can find out any information. And again, we'll post that on the Thursday Business Luncheon Group cloud page. Right now, you can send it to Thursday Luncheon Group at gmail.com, and we'll do our best to adjust that. When you go to that, when you go to our cloud site, make sure you like us and subscribe to this page, so we will have you online where we can contact you very easily. All right, lastly, we have the Unemployment Insurance Agency information. Unemployment insurance information. What the good thing about this is that as business people, we have traditionally not been a part of the unemployment insurance program, but we are now. And that's due to federal intervention. And I've got some points here that I want to talk about at Marvin, which is an acronym for their call-in service. Marvin must be shaking his head, make you want to holler, throw up both your hands, because I've had a lot of success, and I've heard of people having a lot of success with the online portion of that. My experience has been that if you get online between Luncheon Group online, Thursday Luncheon Group cloud page, so that you'll know where you can go. If you have applied already and you have been denied, don't worry about that, because once again, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, there's information that we weren't able to provide them in a timely fashion, and so it's not that you won't get any money. What it means is that you were denied the state of Michigan portion of unemployment. And let me break that down for you. With this unemployment, you have two elements. One is the state of Michigan. The other is the federal unemployment. Now, state of Michigan will traditionally pay you up to $362 a week for up to 20 weeks. With this program, that has been expanded to pay you up to 39 weeks. Up to 39 weeks with the $362 a week that the state portion is included. In addition to that, the feds are kicking in at 4 months. So if you were denied, don't worry about that. You want to go back online, check back online, and look for the PUA, which is Pandemic Unemployment Assistance application. Because what they have done is that once they deny you, they'll put a link on your online page that says a PUA application. It'll be under alerts, and you just want to complete that application. Now, understand something. Once you complete it, they don't always process it right away. It may take a little while for it to be processed, but you want to check back daily. Just check back and make sure that it's processed. Make sure that they haven't sent you any communications. And you want to confirm that it has been processed. Understand that it will take a little while. But once again, I think it's a great relief to those of us who are entrepreneurs because we have never, ever been included in this. And this is something that can buy you a little time, give you a little bridge, so to speak, until things get back. As an entrepreneur, it'll be necessary for you to upload your 1099s and or your income verification. If you are a person that gets 1099s, you can just scan it and upload it. And again, that happens real smooth after 8 p.m. in the evening. If you are not, say you're a landlord, or say you are a person who sells product, if you have to provide some level of income verification, it can be receipts, it may be bank accounts. I wouldn't necessarily send my income tax return, but you need to provide some level of verification. And again, what they're doing is really expanded because with the state now, even if you choose not to provide income documentation, you would automatically qualify for $160 a week on the state side, plus the $600 a week for the first 4 months on the Fed side. So if you provide zero documentation, that is what, $760 a week that you would qualify for. If you provide income verification, the maximum you'd be eligible for would be the $962 a week, $362 a week. On the state side, you need to provide them with about $35,000 a year in documentation, plus the $600 a week for 4 months from the feds. Let's see here. I see a note here. This is from Zora. I applied too early and was denied. I reapplied. No response yet. Do I know the time frame? I don't know the exact time frame, Zora. What they are saying is they're going to get to it as soon as possible. And again, they will share with you how the process is going and what they are doing. And I was expecting to hear something from them yesterday with a more updated video, but they do have one that's been up about 48 hours. We'll share that with you on the Thursday Business Luncheon Group cloud page, and you can click on it and just go point by point. So with unemployment, I honestly never been a part of this. And I see here, Zora, you say you have a claim number. If you have a claim number, you should not only check back online on a regular basis, but check your bank account because they do direct deposits. If you have a claim number, you should be in pretty decent shape. But if you haven't, again, this is extended to everybody who's an entrepreneur. That includes lawyers, that includes doctors, that includes dentists. Dentists are catching it real heavy right now. Professionals, anybody who's an entrepreneur, you are included. And if you choose not to provide documentation, you can get $160 a week from the state plus $600 a week from the feds. Now, I do have some questions that were sent to us regarding this unemployment. And for my folks who are on the chat, please, if you have any questions about unemployment, please send it to us on the live chat. But the first question that I had was from William. He said, I can't go already and do it after 8 p.m. Now, what the state is doing is they have days that they are recommending that you go online based on your last name. So you want to try and follow that as much as possible. But my experience is that if you go on after 8 o'clock, and that would mean 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, that would be fine as well. So my suggestion is that you go online. Francis also has a question. Do you file income taxes on the unemployment payments? And that would be a yes. When you go to the state website, they will ask you if you want taxes withheld. You can choose to have taxes withheld if you like. And you know your tax situation better than I do, but they will ask you if you want to have taxes withheld. And if you choose to, they will withhold them according to what your directions are. We had another question from Angela. She says, I'm a landlord. Do I qualify for unemployment? Angela, yes, you do. You have an income, and so you qualify for unemployment. If you provide the state of Michigan with income verification from what your tenants are paying you, then you would qualify on the state side for up to $362 a week. Even if you don't do that, you would qualify for $160 a week from the state side, plus the $600 a week on the Fed side. And James says, I'm retired and I'm running my small business now. Do I qualify? Yes, you do, James. Again, this is regarding income, not necessarily profit now. Understand what I'm saying? If you are showing income from your business, then you would qualify. So you want to get online. And again, we will have the link to our online, to our cloud Thursday lunch. A whole lot of folks online there at that time, and you can get most of the work done. The most important thing with the unemployment is to be patient. They are experiencing just so many people, and so it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, but I'm thinking that right now the rush is kind of dying down, and so you'll be able to you should be able to get on. But that they haven't answered with their frequently asked questions, then you can chat with somebody. Again, I'm imagining that's going to take a while because it's just a lot of people there, but they do have a chat feature that you can work with them on as well. Remember to like and to subscribe to our page here on the Thursday Business Luncheon Group. Again, I'm going to extend to my folks who are on the live chat. If you have any questions, please let me know right now. If you can't sign into the live chat, then send us a question at thursdayluncheongroup@gmail.com. thursdayluncheongroup@gmail.com. And again, this video will be up on our Thursday Luncheon Group page on YouTube. So if you want to take a look at it again, or you want to forward it to somebody who might not have been able to tune in at this particular time, please feel free to do so. Again, that's going to wrap it for us, unless I hear from some questions. Do I have any questions from the chat, folks? If I don't have any questions from my chat, folks, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Click on that thumbs up for me and give us a like, and we will keep you in mind. We probably won't have another meeting until our first Thursday meeting. Will I send a group text on the cloud info? I guess I am. Andrea did not send that information to me. Marcy, I will send a group text on the cloud link, and all this information will be on the cloud link, so you'll just be able to go there and refer to it. And again, you can refer back to this video. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope that we have been of benefit to you and that this has been helpful to you as well. Make sure that you stay safe and understand that tough times never last. Tough people always do. God bless you, and we will look forward to seeing you real soon in person. And if not in person, then we'll see you online. Thank you so much. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.